Good Saturday morning, and welcome to another exciting edition of Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on what we anxiously look for every year. This is Ron Wong's favorite show, I think, because he puts it together, and it is the Bassmaster Classic Preview. And guess what? Ron's not here, all right? Ron is sick. You put Ron with a bunch of crappie fishermen for 4 days, and he comes back sick. So, Ron Wong, I hope you are feeling better on this Saturday morning, Ron.
Well, we are taking medication to get better.
Yes.
Because, you know, well, first of all, I really hate sitting in the studio
I know it.
on this special show with all these wonderful guests that we've got on today. And, you know, but I got to get well.
Yeah, we don't want you here right now.
Go to the class.
Yeah, but who put this show together, Ron? It seems like it's somebody I know, but it's Ron Wong. Ron, this is a all-star lineup, and we wanted to start the show off with a gentleman that we gave him 3 minutes one time, then we gave him nothing the next time. We're going to give him a whole segment because I think this really kicks us into the classic preview because the company that this young man represents has got two of the anglers that's on today's show. I know there'll be a lot of them. Ron, why don't you introduce this first guest?
All right. And also, Larry, this company will be showing some new products.
I can imagine.
The Bassmaster Expo, and so what a way to kick this off.
Yes.
Our first guest kicking this special show off is the Director of Communications, and I don't know, he wears a lot of different hats. That's Tom Brewbaker. Tom, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good Saturday morning, Tom, and
yes, sir.
Appreciate you leading us off on this special show because I know you got a lot to talk about, not only the classic. And let me reel off these guests, and I know Tom's familiar with all these guys, but two of them are part of the Rivet team, and that's Greg Hackney, and that's John Garrett. But we're also going to throw in Tyler Rivet. We're going to throw in Justin Hamner. Then we're going to throw in Brandon Lester. And who else we got? And John Garrett, we say that? We got an all-star lineup.
Yeah.
All-star lineup. So let's lead it off. Tom, I know the Classic is special for you and your company at Rather Outdoors, not only because Greg Hackney and John Garrett are in the Classic among the 56 anglers. I think that's how many there are. But why don't you talk about what does this Classic mean to Rather Outdoors? And are you going to give us some hints of what's going to be coming up at the big expo that we got to get Ron Wong ready?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We'll absolutely give you a preview. I mean, first off, I didn't realize that y'all had a lineup like that when y'all asked me to do this. So I don't know why y'all got me on here when you got some of the biggest hammers fishing the Bassmaster Classic following me up. But
no, we wanted you, Tom. Yeah.
Well, I'm absolutely fired up, man. Everybody around it, we've been working really hard for. I know people don't get to see it behind the scenes, but basically for about 6 months we started putting this together. But there's always the fear that something doesn't come together. We got every single little thing buttoned up, it seems, and just excited to get there because I mean, personally, there's been a lot of great classics, but something about Fort Worth when it's not during a pandemic, I think it's going to be absolutely insane. I think it's going to be the best, highest attended classic that there's been, and there's just so many different stories going into this one. And, with Greg and John, I'm honored to be leading them up on this, but those are the two guys that I think I will definitely have on my fantasy roster.
There you go. And we know that the Classic will kick off March 21st through 23rd at Lake Ray Roberts. Based out of Fort Worth. In fact, it's based out of the same place that University of Memphis is playing basketball this weekend, and at the Dickies Arena. And this is the 55th Classic, and we can talk a lot about Lake Ray Roberts, and I'll let Ron and some of these other guys talk about. But what you got some new products that you might share with us a little bit?
What do you see?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to be showing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I'm sure everybody has seen a little bit of the underground buzz. Now it's mainstream buzz around, dice baits,
Yes.
we'll call
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And Greg and John will be able to talk more on this bait as well, but we are going to be bringing a little bait called the tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed. That's a good Texas. That's a Texas name. Okay. Yeah.
That's new.
Perfect place to drop it. And if you're at the show, you're going to want to come by our booth because we're going to be giving out a limited number. We got 100 of them, and they're not going to be available for sale. They're just going to be the ones we have there, and then they'll be up for sale in a few weeks following the Classic. But I can tell you that's been a bait that's been cool to watch sort of develop. From the design phase to where we've got it now, to getting the feedback from our pros, so it really is going to be exceptional, and it might be a player in the Classic itself. I hope so.
What is it? Can you describe the tumbleweed? I'm kind of interested in what this thing's going to. What does it look like? I mean,
well, so the best way I can describe it, dice bait, kind of like a floating jig. It's just like a little piece of soft plastic. You've seen them in a cube shape before. This one is actually. Yeah, I did not get an A in geometry, but it's a 12-sided shape.
Come on.
It's not a circle. It's not a square. It's 12-sided.
Oh,
and it's got a really cool skirt material. And of course, it's durable. And, it's one of those things where the first time I saw it, I was like, what the heck is that? And why does that catch fish? And then you just go out there, you tie it onto a drop shot or whatever it is, and you catch everything. Underneath the dock or whatever you're fishing. It truly is something they haven't seen
I don't think
before.
we've ever mentioned geometry on this show in 25 years, Ron. I don't know.
Right.
Tom's trying to show off here. I mean, he wants.
I don't know what's a 12-sided shape. Does anyone even? I don't even know if that's called.
I don't know, but somebody listening this morning will probably send me an email and said, "You guys are tell us." But 12-sided.
Right.
What
else are you showing?
Yeah. What else?
What else?
We're going to have all of our new products there. Of course, we're going to have the Final Copy swim bait. We're going to have the homing minnow, pinger minnow. I mean, as far as like new products, that's our new product drop. And of course, on the loop side, we're going to have all the new things as well. Custom pro with that new Paramag braking system, changing the game when it comes to castability without backlashes. So you definitely want to come check that out. It's the gold one. It's hard to miss.
And I know, Ron,
and you're also going to have it's pretty new LFS series loose rods, which I had the opportunity to get one.
Oh, really?
I have to tell you,
I'm surprised.
This is a pretty amazing new series of rods that are out.
Absolutely. 29 axis, brand new blank.
Okay, Ron's got one, so it's not new anymore. I mean, it's one of his only 6,000 rods now, but if he speaks about that. Again, we're talking let me tell him, we're talking to Tom Brewbaker. He's the senior brand manager for our good friends at Rather Outdoors, and you know them from Strike King and Lose and a lot of things, and Tom's giving us kind of what's going to be going. Ron, what else you got to ask Tom?
Fishing Chaos.
Yeah.
Tournament starting today.
Yeah.
Tom, talk about this tournament.
Yes, sir. Chaos is kicking off with the Big Bass USA. It's a nationwide tournament series. It's the second year that we've done it. We had a lot of people competing in it last year. Had hundreds of people of the thousands that fished walked away with $1,000 in cash and prizes, Minn Kota Ultrex, Quest, a depth finder, a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So we're going back this year, but this year we have a more long-term series. We have 3 qualifier tournaments into a championship. And these are month-long tournaments, so it doesn't matter if you are, fishing a weekend series, or you're fishing an actual tournament, or you're practicing, or you're just fishing from a boat, a bank, or a kayak. Yeah, you can compete in this. I'll call it just cross-country chaos, where literally there's a guy, in Texas that's competing against somebody in California, and you can win a bunch of cool stuff. So it's one of those things where you want to get in it because if you're expecting to catch a fish, it's 20 inches at some point between now and April 20th. You have a chance to win some really cool stuff, a lot of cash, prizes, and gear like that, and qualify for the first ever nationwide online championship and be crowned the greatest bank, boat, and kayak angler in the land.
So how do you
basically the online classic?
Yes. How do you sign up? How do you get involved in this?
So you can go to fishingchaos.com, or if you have the Fishing Chaos app, you can check it out there. Or you can go to striking.com and you can see a banner. If you scroll down our website about halfway, you'll see the banner for it. And it's just easy as signing up there. It's $20 But there's also, for people that are in the northern division of the U.S., because a lot of those places aren't open yet for fishing, we did open it up for a free tournament where those guys can all compete if, of course, if it's open, if the season's open. And then we'll have a northern open that's for those guys as well.
All right, this starts today, March the 15th, and goes through April the 20th. And again, that's fishingchaos.com, the chance to go to that. Yeah.
Yeah. And, the great thing is anybody can win something here. Yeah. You don't even have to have a boat to fish in this tournament.
Yeah.
You can be a bank fisherman.
Oh, I like that.
So, and Strike King and Luz, they're putting together a bunch of awesome.
Well, we want to let the folks know we got to get on out of this. Tom, thank you, buddy, for being with us on this pre-classic preview. And look forward to seeing Ron Wong down there in Fort Worth. We can get him well. Okay, Tom?
Yes, sir.
All right,
we'll
buddy.
See you guys soon.
All right,
have a great day, Tom. All right, let's take our first break, and we're going to roll it out. Coming back with Greg Hackney, the Hack Attack. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we roll into our 25th year on the air. I want you to know that I did not cover the very first Bassmaster Classic. I was working, but I didn't get to go there because Henry Reynolds went. And in those days, we didn't know where they were going sometimes in the early part of it, but we know the Classic's coming up, starts on March the 21st through the 23rd. Practice started yesterday on Lake Ray Roberts, right out of Fort Worth, north of Fort Worth. And this is, as far as I know, this is the 55th Classic. And I want you to know that the guests that we have on today's show have won $5.8 million. They have caught 25,279 pounds of fish. And Ron Wong, that's more than I can comprehend. So I appreciate.
Oh, man, that's big time.
I appreciate you setting this up, and we're going to roll it right out with our good friend from Louisiana, Greg Hackney. Good morning, Greg.
How's it going?
It's going good, buddy. This is your 19th Classic. Talk about you have memories of that first one, and then talk about preparations for the 19th. Any change in this? You were a young whippersnapper back then. I know that, but
the funny thing is, I'm as excited about this classic as I was my first one.
I would not think anything different. Would you, Ron Wong?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, that's what.
Yeah. Greg, and this classic.
Yeah.
Ray Roberts.
Yeah. Big fish.
Free spawn, and you get to fish your strength and not have to use live scope. How does it set up for you?
Honestly, it's setting up perfect. I mean, I would think if we're on a warming trend and we got some wind. Probably the biggest factor is going to be this week is going to be the wind. But, I mean, I would think we're fixing to hit the nail on the head, honestly. Big fish, big weights. I expect for it to be, honestly, I'm hoping it's one shallow anyway, power fishing. That's the way it looks to me like it's setting up, kind of a pre-spawn, spawn period. May actually even be some fish spawning during the Classic, but I just think we're hitting it at the exact right time.
And you got big fish. I was reading my good friend Steve Oman. He was talking about the big bass. It's going to all be about that. And I didn't realize this. In one frame there, from 1306 to 1518 has come off this lake in previous years. And so there's been 6 legacy class fish caught in this lake. And we're going to ask everybody this, Greg, a little bit about it. Is this a big fish lake, right? If it's right.
100%. Whoever wins this Classic will have one or two of those,
Double digit? You think?
Well, at least 9-pounders.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't win on this lake without 9-pounders or
Wow.
betters. So
Wow.
Yeah. And so
it's a trophy fishery.
It's a trophy fishery. Yeah.
And so this sets up for you really well. A lot of debris and stuff in the water along shorelines, creek channels, and things like that. So that sets up for you real well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a little grass in it.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure how much it's been. So I have not been here, I guess, since the Toyota Championship.
Okay.
I don't even know how long ago that's been. I mean, it's been several years ago now, but
Uh-huh.
Were you in the classic?
No, I was not. So the last time the Classic was here was the year that I came back to Bass from MLF.
Yeah, that was 3 years ago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
hadn't been
No, that was back in 2021.
something like that. Yeah, 2021. But the lake itself, and I know you're a Star Wars man, Greg. I mean, this ought to set up the lines, the stars. We got an eclipse coming up this weekend. Everything's lining up for you, buddy. It just seems like it.
It is full moon. I mean, we got a little bit of everything going on this week.
Yeah. So what do you look at? What's it going to take? Now we know what Justin did last year. Of course, that's an entirely different frame of everything, the Cherokee and all like that. But what are you looking for? What do you think? Put it to us. We always ask you that. But
what is it gonna take to win?
yeah, what's it going to take to win, Greg?
Per day.
How much?
You would have to think you got to have a 30-pound bag, maybe even a couple days of it,
Woo.
to have a shot at winning.
So you're talking about 70
Wow.
pounds, 65 pounds, or 75?
I mean, you could be talking as much as 80 pounds.
Oh, man.
This lake is not known for numbers.
That's right.
Like, it's not going to be a lake where a guy's going to go out and get 20 bites a day.
Right.
But it's going to be a deal where a guy that gets those 7 to 9 right bites every day, and this lake just has a lot of fish over 6 pounds in it.
It's got
Chances are, if you catch, if you get that 7, 8, 9 bites a day, you'll have a chance at a big bag every day. It's not a numbers lake. Never has been.
We're talking to our good friend Greg Hackney out of Louisiana. Well, we all know him as a Hack Attack and all the things that go with it. He's been in. This is his 19th Classic. What is your personal best, Greg? I just asking. What's your personal?
12-8.
12-8. That's 2 6-pounders, man. That's what throws.
Yeah.
And you're thinking,
Greg, you can't do all of this by yourself. You've got to have some great sponsors.
Yes, he does.
To help you out and lead you along. Talk a little bit about your sponsors.
Yeah.
I've been very blessed in this career of bass fishing, and one way is I've had the same sponsors. Well, I've been with Strike King since my rookie season.
I know
in
it.
bass
Yeah.
In 2004.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
A long time. I mean, I've been with Phoenix since 2008. I mean, I have aligned myself with the right people, they have taken great care of me throughout my career. And I honestly, there's no way for anyone to sustain as long as I have without great sponsors.
And I know we had Tom
we had
Tom Brewbaker on to kick us off from Rather, and he was talking about a new bait that's coming out called the tumbleweed. Are you familiar with that, Greg? I mean,
I am. The crazy thing about it is I never would think that would be something that
I would
like, but that thing is awesome.
Okay.
I actually I saw him a week ago in Lexington and uphand and helped one of them, and I can just go ahead and tell you it's a fish catcher.
Okay, that's what I wanted.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a fish catcher.
I couldn't even find it online.
No, it's not. It'll be coming out at the Classic. He said it's going to be about 100 of them there, and I know you and our other man, John Garrett, of course, we'll have some of these options as we go along, but of course, we still claim Strike King. It's not in Collierville anymore, but it's still there. I go by and see the building every once in a while. It'll never be anything else. It's a bunker in case there's a tornado. I know that here.
Right.
But we appreciate it, Greg. So it's coming down. Your practice started yesterday. So you're looking at this thing. You've seen the weather. March in Fort Worth is a little bit different than June in Fort Worth or something. So talk about the weather conditions. We've had some really crazy weather. What does that affect you for?
The first day of practice, yesterday, 25 to 35 mile an hour winds, just over 50.
Yes.
Saturday being much better, Sunday practice being much better, but then a little cold front, going through now. And, it's going to warm back up, but we're going to have another cold front next week hit in on Tuesday. We're going to have some more 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that. I didn't look for
the official day of practice on Wednesday, they're only calling for like gusts of 40.
Oh, only gusts of 40. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then the actual 3 days of the Classic, 10 to 20 out of the south every day, but warm. So
that's part of being a fisherman. Yeah.
Well, Greg,
you got to have something.
Yeah, Greg, can we expect to see a hack attack jig with either a rage bug or a rage claw tipped on it?
Watch it, Ron. Now you're testing him now.
Throughout the tournament there in your hands.
You're testing him.
Well, I would, if the tournament started right now, yes, we definitely would.
Well, I think everybody's geared up and ready for this thing to go. It is the 55th Classic, and it's in Fort Worth. And Ron Wong, Lord willing, will be down there, Greg, and he'll wear out 2 pairs of tennis shoes, I know, walking at all the stuff like that. And we wish you nothing but success, young man. Get in there with them whippersnappers. 19 years ago, you know what those young people thought about, but you didn't have all the other things going on now. But we appreciate your career, Greg, and being an ambassador.
I appreciate y'all having me on every year.
Well, we're going to keep doing it, Greg. Just let us know, okay?
Absolutely.
You're penciled in every year, Greg. All right, buddy. Have a great one, okay?
All right, bye.
All right, let's take a break. Come right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, again, as we celebrate rolling into our 25th year on the air, which means this next guest was 5 when we first came on the air, Ron Wong. How does that make you feel, Ron? I mean...
it makes me feel great.
That we're still around.
Because I got to... You know what, Larry? This guy, he is really cool. I mean, and he's a cook also. Anybody that can use some 2-step season and make stuff taste good, wow. He's a great cook.
Would you rather talk cooking or fishing with this next guest, Ron? I mean, let's talk fishing.
Oh, no, both.
Let's talk both. All right, we got Tyler Rivet on the line with us out of Raceland, Louisiana. Back-to-back Louisiana Wranglers. We go from Gonzales to Raceland and Tyler Rivet. Good Saturday morning, Tyler.
How's it going?
We're doing good. Are you ready, buddy?
Doing great.
I'm ready.
All
ready to get it started.
Well, we know practice started yesterday. Some of the guys are down there and everything. This is number 4 for you. Talk about what it means to be in the Classic to you, Tyler.
Yeah.
It means a lot. It's just the top 54 guys that competed all year, and we're just going out for $300,000 in that big trophy. It's just a lifelong dream. Every year, if I make the Classic, it's just another successful spot. And I'm hoping this year I can do a little better and actually bring home the trophy and a little bit of cash.
There you go.
That'd be nice.
That's pretty cool. And I know that you talked about Greg and what he's meant to you. I was looking up the roster. He's in both 53 and you're 54. I guess they think a lot of you two guys. They got you.
Oh yeah.
Got you back to back like that. But before we talk about the Classic, I got to ask you about I know you got a degree in petroleum. I always think of that, and not petroleum, not petroleum jelly that I put on something, stuff like that from Nickel State. So talk about the Classic itself, Tyler. I mean, to be in the fourth one at age 30, and I know you like to work out, and you're like me, you're a hunter. But talk about Classic 1 to Classic 4. What has Tyler Rivet learned in coming into your fourth Classic?
Well, just from the start, like when I first qualified, it was just the craziest thing. One of the best experiences I've had in my life was that first Classic.
Yeah.
Just going out, running when they call your name and the number, and you idle and pass like thousands of people on the bank.
Yeah.
And I got chills right now thinking of it. But it's one of the coolest things, and I've just learned from every Classic. Like, I get it in my head, and by the time practice is over and the tournament starts, I kind of forget about it. But it's like what I tell everybody, like, nobody remembers second in the Classic. So
I can't tell you.
That's right. That's right.
And I know that's
so
part
I'm
of
just
it.
basically, this is no points involved. I just got to keep that in my head, and I say I need 5 big ones a day. So I might by the end of this practice, if I don't catch anything, I'm going big no matter what. Like, I might bring in 2 fish to the scales, but I'm going for the big ones. I don't even care about a limit spot no more. I just want them giants because I want to win.
Well,
and Tyler, talking about that.
Yeah.
How does Ray Roberts set up for you?
Big fish.
This time of the year.
Man, I think it sets up pretty good for what I like doing now. I became a pretty good jerk baiter in the last couple of years.
Yep.
I like jerk bait timber, a lot of flooded timber. I've never been on Roberts to this time, so I wish I could have got some free practice in for it. But man, it's just super windy. Like, it's going to be 50-mile-an-hour winds almost every day of practice.
Right.
So
That's what Greg said. Yeah.
it's like, I don't even know how, what's it going to shake up for during the week coming, because we have Wednesday to practice as well, and hopefully by then it maybe calms down, because it's a pain getting around timber at 50-mile-an-hour winds.
I don't think it's going to, according to weatherman Greg Hackney. I mean, he's got it penciled down 50 and 40. He said it might calm down to 40. That's not calmed down to me when it gets to that.
I have fished in about 40-mile-an-hour winds up in Lake Oahe in South Dakota. I went free-fish there the year before we went there, and it was probably 40, 50-mile-an-hour winds sustained. But it was easy fishing for some reason, because you were just drifting backwards. So you just let the wind push you.
Yeah, I guess it puts a real stamp on what kind of boat you got. So talk about.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And what do you
talk about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now talk about
your boat and your sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've still got my Phoenix and Mercury. It's
there you go.
Still the best. I got the 920 Elite. I just love it. For the first 2 tournaments, it's been the best performing boat I've had in a while. They've been a little slower lately, but this year they kind of bumped back up, and I'm sitting 76.7.
Wow.
With my Marshall in the boat too. So
that's.
I like going fast. So.
That's pretty good. You like going fast. I think I understand that. You young folks like that. Again, we're talking to Tyler Rivet out of Raceland, Louisiana, Nickel State, and the career young man has made and made a name for himself to be in the Classic for the 4th time. And I know that have you fished Lake Ray Roberts? You know the reputation, big bass, and what it produces. What's your scale on fishing this lake?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, this is one of the things where you're just gonna have to talk to everybody else fishing and see what they're thinking too, just to get an estimate of what it's gonna take to either make the cut or to win it. But I've been at Fork all week, probably since Tuesday, and I was just kind of free fishing there, just kind of because I knew Fork and Ray Roberts look similar with timber, so
right.
I just tried to get out there and do what I could, and I kind of figured to do things out at Fork, and I'm trying to apply them here at Ray Roberts and see if I can catch some more big ones.
Well, wow, that's cool. And talking about that, what are some of your sponsors that helps you out to be successful?
Yeah, you couldn't do without them.
So, yeah, this one for sure it would be like Dakota Lithium, because
Oh, yeah.
You know, especially with all this wind, we're going to be on the trawler motor 24/7 trying to keep up. And
Yeah.
you want something that's going to keep up. And I got the 3 12-volt 100 amp hours as my trawler motors. And honestly, all week, I did not charge my batteries at Fort. I just kind of just go inside and forget all about it. But they're still at 100% right now. I just plug them up for a couple hours, and they're good to go again.
What a testament.
And, yeah, and then the number one bait I'll probably be throwing this week would probably be the Bill Lewis scope stick.
Okay, scope stick. Yeah.
It's so good to throw, especially in the wind.
Yeah,
it's easy to throw. Yeah. So.
Well, I know that I know you're going to deal with wind, and I know you recognize this body of water and what it stands for. I know one thing you've been able to do in your career, young career, is you've been so consistent. I looked it up. 62 out of 90 tournaments at one time in the money. So I know this thing is one of those things where, you know, everybody wants to do good and do those different kind of things. And so we're asking everybody on the show today, because we got an all-star lineup, another whippersnapper right after you, John Garrett. But what would you take right now and walk away with that classic title and $300,000, Tyler? What do you think?
For weight-wise?
Yes.
Oh, man, I'd say,
come on.
I think 72 pounds is going to win.
There you go. You and Hackney are right together, because he was saying.
You guys are right there.
Yeah, he thinks it'll be at least 2 30-pound sacks on 2 of the days. And so that just blows away from last year, of course, when Justin came in with 58 pounds. So this lake is really going to be a battle. I mean, it's going to be fun, isn't it? I mean, you as a competitor.
It could be all the way up to 90 pounds as well. It all depends on the wind and the weather, you know.
Yeah.
That's what's going to do.
Well, I think it involves some of that. Ron, you got a technical question. I'm not a technical man for him like this. I'm still going back to that boat.
You were talking about using a scope stick.
Yeah. Hang on, Ron. There's go Ron. He's got to take a cough break here.
No.
Hang on, Tyler.
Get it out. Get it out.
Stick.
Yeah, keep it up, Ron.
Yeah. Talk about that scope stick.
Yeah, scope stick.
Yeah. That's it's just what I like about it compared to most other jerkbaits. It's got that bigger profile.
Uh-huh.
And it's not like 100 millimeters to 120, so it's just longer.
Yeah.
It's a little bigger than most other baits that other people are throwing, because a lot of people are doing the same thing nowadays. So I like it. And my favorite color is the AU color in it.
Yeah.
It's like a light brown. It kind of just looks realistic, and it's got a good left to right motion. When I'm like live scoping and seeing them on there, I want to keep that jerkbait as close as I can to them, and the scope stick, like, it just goes more left to right than straight forward. So you keep it in that strike zone more with that scope stick.
So now, do you live in Raceland? Or do you still live?
Still live in Raceland.
You got a stoplight or not? Tell me how big is Raceland?
Where's it at?
We got one red light.
You got one red light. Okay. Do people in Raceland know that Tyler Rivet is a professional bass fisherman?
Yeah, I think so.
There you go. So what would it mean to bring that trophy back and $300,000 back to Raceland?
Oh, man, it would be awesome. I would love to bring it out there. I'd have probably a big old party, because we like to drink down there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the crawfish ball would be hot. And,
there you go.
A lot of drinks would be cold.
And I'm assuming that Nickel State would appreciate a donation too, Tyler. Okay. I mean,
I bet they will.
I bet they will too, buddy. Well, we appreciate you taking time. Ron, I know this young man is ready to go. 4th Classic. Are the butterflies still with you? Are you? How do you?
Yeah.
So how do you calm yourself down?
Honestly, I just put my head down and I use it as an advantage. You know, with the butterflies, it's normally in a big moment, so I try to shine in those moments and let them carry me into hopefully a win. Because I just love, like, if the pressure used to get on me, I'd seeing all kind of people, you know, I get nervous, but now it's like the opposite effect. I'd rather have 20 boats watching me, because I feel like I want to fish better when people are watching me. So.
Well, that's a good attitude.
Tyler,
we got 2 minutes, Ron.
Okay, well, thank you. Tyler, you said you be using the scope stick primarily. What else are you going to have in your hand?
I'll probably have the scope stick and the Buckeye jigs.
Buckeye jig. Okay.
Yeah, that's mainly what I've been throwing at Fork this week, and I've been caught some pretty big fish there. So I'm just trying to use it here for practice, and I think it's going to go pretty good with just those two in my hand, hopefully.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll be watching you. Got a lot of fans in the Memphis area here, and Ron
I look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, Ron will
buddy.
be there, Lord willing. Just watch out for him. He'll be running everywhere.
Yeah, don't get me sick, Ron.
No, sir, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, he's going to be better by then. Hey, Tyler, thank you, buddy. Have a great weekend, and we'll be checking with you down the road. Good luck this next week, okay, buddy?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler Rivet. Well, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll continue this conversation on Bassmaster Classic Preview. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Good Saturday morning to all you folks in Brownsville on 1520 AM and 95.3 FM. In Jackson, Tennessee on News Talk 101.5. And right here in Memphis every Saturday morning from 9 to 10:30 on AM 790. And this is our annual Bassmaster Classic Preview, produced by Ron Wong, put together by Ron Wong. I wish Ron Wong was here, but Ron Wong is not
I
here.
wish I was there too.
You're here in spirit,
But
Ron is battling.
I'm there in spirit.
And we need him. Ron is home with the flu, but he's got to get ready because next week, the 21st through the 23rd, the 55th annual Bassmaster Classic out of Lake Ray Roberts, not north of Fort Worth, will be going on, and we've devoted this show, as we have every year, to some top quality anglers that are in the tournament next week. And one of them right now is coming on is one of our Tennessee favorites. We got to put that in there, West Tennessee favorite.
Absolutely.
Yes, and we would love for this young man to win the
he
Classic.
He is a graduate
yes.
of Bethel University.
Yeah, he just got $5 from Gary Mason for saying that. You know, I told him I couldn't do that, but he is John Garrett out of Union City, Tennessee. Good Saturday morning, John.
Yeah, good morning. How are y'all this morning?
We're doing good, buddy.
Doing great.
It's that time again. Now you've been there before, so you've experienced it.
Yeah.
So what is this?
Yeah.
What does this second Classic mean different from that first Classic that you learned a lot about, and now you're going to Fort Worth? Talk about what are you different now than you were that first one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean the first Classic I fished was here in Texas.
Yes.
And I was really young. I think I was 18.
I think you were
or
too.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I fished that tournament, and I knew I was in over my head a little.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I told myself I wasn't going to worry about how good I did. I was going to go. I fished as hard as I could, but the biggest thing in that Classic is I'm going to enjoy this tournament.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
I did. Yeah.
I remember.
I really enjoyed. Yeah.
I remember us talking to you. I think that was 2017. I'm not for sure, something like that. But I know that we talked to you before and after the thing. So you're now going in as a veteran 29-year-old. How about that, Ron?
Yeah.
I mean, with us geezers, that's what it feels like to me.
And this tournament, John, I view you as a power fisherman. I mean, having seen you in person in your boat and how you fish, I think of you as a power fisherman. How does Ray Roberts set up for John Garrett?
Good question. Yeah.
Ron, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know yet. But I hope you're exactly right. I mean, this tournament we're going to be looking at really late, like immediate pre-spawn.
Yeah.
And I believe spawn as well. So I think you're going to see a lot.
Oh, we lost him. We lost him, Shelby.
Talk.
There, we got you back. We lost you there for a second.
Okay.
Go ahead. You were talking about the pre-spawn and that. Go ahead and finish that up. John?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we're gonna be looking at direct pre-spawn, spawn type tournament. But I think the reason why you're gonna see a power fisherman kind of excel this week.
Yeah.
Bass here, and I don't think there's a huge bass population in this place, but I think there's a lot of
big fish.
Covering. Yeah, I think covering a lot of productive water and just really trying to generate the 5 right bites. It's not a tournament where you're trying to finesse a limit for points. You're trying to generate big bites to win the tournament. So I think at the end of Sunday, the last day of the tournament, I think you're going to see the person who holds this trophy is going to be power fishing.
All right, now so we've talked to Greg Hackney, we've talked to Tyler Rivet, now we're talking to John Garrett. They're all laying out what they think might be the pounds to win. Now I know you're still rookie, your second time, first time at this lake, but I got to tell you, some of the poundage that they've already announced is awesome. It blows my mind. That what they're saying. You got a clue of what you might like to have on Sunday?
I'm going to say that the person that wins this tournament is going to have one really big bag, maybe close to a 30, maybe a 30-pound bag, and back it up with a couple of other good bags. I'm going to say 23 pounds a day might win this tournament, maybe a little more.
Okay. Well, you're right. Everybody's saying around 70. It takes 70 pounds, and that's about what you were saying.
Wow.
Because this is not a numbers lake, and Ron will know this better than I will.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the reputation of big bass. I'm talking about 13 to 15 pounds have been caught in this lake in the past. They've got 6 legacy bass caught in this thing. So what's John Garrett's personal best?
I caught a 11-12 there.
There you go.
In our home state.
You got a chance
to break that this week.
Yeah, there you go. He's looking to get it. Yeah.
And John, you've got a beautiful boat wrapped with blues and Strike King logos on it. You can't fish professionally without some great sponsors.
That's
Talk
good
about your sponsors.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, Ron, you helped me get my foot in the door. A lot of these things I got going on. But yes, I mean, I got just a great team of sponsors that have really helped me out really since my college days, Ron. You know that as well. So it's all about having great partnerships and helping them out as well. And thankful for them and my family to be able to do this. It's a crazy dream to be able to chase green slimy bass all over the country. But I'm thankful to do it for sure.
Well, I think you've laid the legacy there.
And what are some of your other sponsors there, John?
Skeeter Boats.
Skeeter Boats.
Been with them. I'm in my 10th Skeeter Yamaha.
Wow. Okay.
Looking at Hypertech, which is there in Memphis.
That's right.
5 or 6 years with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, I'm not going to go on a list, but thankful for each and every one of them. And
well, I think that Tom Brewbaker kicked us off with a show from Rather Outdoors, and he was talking about a new lure that they're going to debut at the Classic, something called the Tumbleweed. The Tumbleweed.
Oh, Tumbleweed. Yeah.
What about that lure?
That lure is a very unique lure. Actually,
you're breaking up there. You're breaking up, John. I don't know if the connection or not is, but you're breaking up again. Let's see. Are you driving in your truck or are you sitting?
No, I'm driving in my truck, but it shows I got 5G right now.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and talk about the Tumbleweed because folks want to know about it.
Yeah, the Tumbleweed's a very unique lure, and I think it's, a way that the fishing industry and world is going is just different, unique, whether it's real big or real small.
Yeah.
It's a really small bait. It's a piece of very durable plastic. In simple words, with skirt strand hanging out of it. Similar to a dice, but it's a circle bait, and man, it's really good bait for catching finicky bass that are hard to catch, which we all get around.
Yeah.
It's something I'm definitely glad to have in my boat, to get bites when the bite's tough. So.
Well, that's what we want. And, of course, we
Wow.
can't tell now. This is Saturday. The tournament starts on the 21st, and the weather is so, particularly in Texas where the wind always blows, I think.
Yeah.
It seems like it's
every day.
So you have to prepare for different synopsis. And you went to Lake Fork, you said? Is that right? Did you go to Lake? No,
Correct.
So you've experienced this. So how do you prepare for wind? How do you prepare for wind? I mean, I know reel foot. I thought I was going to drown 2 or 3 times on reel foot. It's 8 feet deep. So what do you?
Yeah.
what do you? How do you deal with wind?
All you can really do is deal with the cards you're dealt. If I have a hard south wind, I'm going to try my best to fish the south end of the lake.
There you go.
Get as close to protected water as you can.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot you could do except, like I said, deal with the cards you have. So we're all on the same playing field. If it's blowing hard, it's a tough practice or tournament for all of us.
Yeah.
Same way for
Right.
me. So you got just as good a chance as anybody. It's more of a mindset. If you stick your head to it, keep fishing hard, and you're already beating a few people that are there if you have that attitude.
What would that $300,000 first place for John Garrett going back to Union City? I think
family.
Yeah, you would have probably more cousins than you knew that you had. So
Yeah.
what would it mean for you and your city, your family, and all these different kind of things? Because you got so many great supporters in West Tennessee, John. I mean, your Bethel background, all these things. What would it mean to you and your family and everything to win that classic?
It would mean everything. I mean, for me, the satisfaction I get out of being here is, we're all competitors. We all want to win.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to win every football game they play in.
Yeah.
I want to win every single bass tournament I fish.
Okay.
I like all my competitors, but I want to beat their brakes off.
You want to
on
beat
the water. Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
John, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
so winning the biggest tournament in bass fishing would mean everything.
Yeah.
To me, my family, everybody that supports me, from childhood friend to
That's right.
A partnership that I have. I just be a cherry on top.
Well, I think you would handle it really well. You'd be a great ambassador. And I know Ron's got one more question he's trying to say before he starts coughing.
Yeah, just real quick. Does
2 minutes,
fishing
Ron.
your second classic here?
Yeah.
Do you still have the butterflies that you had in the first one?
Yeah. Good question.
Now,
Absolutely. That's every blast off.
Every blast
I get
off.
this
Yeah.
It's like the hair on your neck stand up.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love it.
Right.
When
Yeah.
Dave Mercer calls your name, you blast off. You can't wait to get out there and get the day started.
Well, I think you had that butterflies when the Golden Tornadoes were playing up there in Union City. I mean, that's being a competitor, and that's what this is all about, too. And it's 3 days. Of course, you want to make it to the third day. Not everybody gets to go the third day. So it's about consistency. And I was looking here, John. I'm pretty impressed. Times in the money, 34 out of 74. That will win some batting titles. So this,
that's right.
Yeah, you're just going to have to compete in there. I know you got a lot of fans here. We only got about a minute left, and I just want to let you know that a lot of people are pulling for you. You know that throughout Outdoors with Larry Ray, our audience is all over West Tennessee. So we just want you to go up there and get them, buddy. Get that 32-pound sack on first day. How about that?
All right.
I can't
We'll
tell you
say
any
it,
more than that. Then after that, you're on your own. Okay, man?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Yeah.
I look forward to seeing you there in Fort Worth, Texas.
There you
and
go.
Seeing you on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Holding that big blue trophy
Woo,
up.
my goodness, yeah. Just be careful. You drive that Tennessee tags into Texas, you better watch out, buddy. Okay, I know how that is. All right, John, buddy, thank you. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Go get them. All right, John. All right, let's take a break.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we roll into our 25th year on the air, which for me and Ron Wong, that's a lot of years. But for some of these competitors we have that's coming up on next week's Bassmaster Classic, which will be the 55th edition, I think, some of these kids weren't even born back then, Ron, except me and you. And so,
well, yeah, but I got to tell you, these younger guys know how to catch a bass.
Well, we got this.
And that's what makes them the winners that they are, because everybody that's fishing this Bassmaster Classic is a winner, because that's the only way you can get in.
That's right.
And that's winning.
And we got the man who won last year on with us today, and that is Justin Hamner. And we appreciate you, Justin, being on with us. And I know it's been almost a year, and we asked him before we brought him on, does it still feel like it's yesterday? Tell our audience what the last year's been like for you.
Man, it has been unbelievable. Thank y'all for having me on.
Thank
by the way. It's something that never gets old. I mean, it's just every time somebody says that with my name, it still doesn't feel real, even though it's been a year. It definitely has been a life-changing, and being a kid that always dreamed about this.
Yeah.
And now actually going back to it. I'm ready.
Well, Justin, talking about, it's been quite a year with all the personal
appearances
and everything. And, I mean, they put you out there on Talladega Speedway and get you recognized.
Well, that's home country there, buddy. That's home.
That's it.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, I've been able to do things that I never even would have dreamed of. It has been incredible.
Well, I know we got to you got to put it behind you. That's hard to do because you're going to roll out. And what's your boat number?
Boat number 2.
So you're right out the front, buddy. I mean, you're going to share stage with Rick Clunn. You're going to share stage with guys. Guys are like this, and so to experience that. And then I mentioned to him, his birthday is on the opening day of the Bassmaster Classic when he becomes the ripe old age of 34. I mean, that's pretty.
Dave Mercer.
Yeah.
Dave Mercer will probably say something about that.
Oh, you think he will? I think he will. He may have a cake for you.
Off and the way in.
Yeah, he may have a cake for him built like Talladega. I don't know, but it's one of those things. So talk about preparation now. I mean, you've had all this hey-do going on for the past year. You now got the circle on your back, buddy, and you're going to. So talk about what's different between this year going into the Classic and last year.
It's definitely been the toughest part is actually just being able to go fishing.
That's right.
As crazy as it sounds, that's been the hardest part. So I'm actually really, really looking forward to. I mean, I know how this place kind of lays out. I've never been here before either.
Right. A lot of them hadn't. Yeah.
I've done a lot of research, online and map studies, but from everything I can tell, it sets up the way I like to fish. But either way, I mean, it's the Bassmaster Classic. It's one of those tournaments where everything else doesn't matter. It's all about this week and putting it all out on the line.
And I know that you I can remember talking to you last year, and you was talking about how much Jay Ellis meant to you and all that, and how you grew up in middle school doing what you love here and everything. And you're from, you're from Alabama, Northport, Alabama. How big is Northport?
It's not that big. It's basically Tuscaloosa.
That's what I know.
The river.
Yeah, you got the big A down there. You're from that area, and I'm sure more people know you now, and you got more cousins than you had last year, because...
Yeah, they just keep on crawling out of the woodwork.
Yeah. So talk about... Tell him, Ron. Ask him.
Over this last year, having won last year's Bassmaster Classic, what kind of doors have opened for you? What are some of your new sponsors that you have, and some of your existing sponsors.
Yeah, they're stuck with you.
Talk
Yeah.
about the sponsorships.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been one of the coolest parts. I mean, everybody knows we can't make it out in this industry without them, and
That's right.
really, the cool thing is being able to stick with a lot of the sponsors I already had, and just being able to grow with them.
Yeah.
American Bait Works, which is Halo.
We know them. Yeah.
It's really cool to have opportunities now to actually like design my own rods. Never would have thought that was going to be a thing. We're actually releasing those at the Classic, so that's really cool. But just those kind of opportunities to work with companies that they really do become like family.
They do.
And I've been really fortunate in that regard.
And I know also that you've been able to spend a lot of time on the road. You've had to stay from how old's Scarlett now?
Oh, she turned 6 in April.
Whoa, she's going to really like this year.
Oh, wow.
I mean, she was a hero last year. I mean,
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
Riding around in that boat.
Yeah.
With all the confetti coming down.
Is she wanting to do that again, Justin? I mean,
that was the only thing. She said, she asked if this was the Classic again. I said, yeah, baby, it is. She goes, all right, well, make sure you win because I want to play in confetti again.
Oh, she did? Hey, we're talking to Justin Hamner, the 2024, and I've got to throw this in there because I'm sure you got a lot of stuff out of this. The 2024 Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Classic presented by Jockey Outdoors. I'm sure you got so many Jockey Outdoors you don't need any more. I mean, I got to wonder. We know what you won money wise. What about the rewards of that? You got to meet people. I know you're a people person. That's got to be. You're now in the job of helping promote your sport, and you grew up as a little kid. I'm sure talking about Jay Ellis and some of the other ones. What about that part of now being the face of the Classic for a year?
That has still probably been the hardest thing for me because, growing up the way I did, it was never about having a spotlight on me.
No, it wasn't.
So it's kind of hard to accept that part, but I am excited about being able to, show any kids out there, like, it don't matter where you come from.
That's right, yeah.
You can make this happen. I mean, just love fishing, do it the right way, and good things will come.
And again, we're talking to Justin Hamner. He is out of Northport, Alabama. His wife is Christina, and of course, Scarlett is 6. I heard you had a baby on the way. Is that right, or is that?
We did. We had a Finn. We had him December.
Okay, how old is Ben then? That's what I was waiting to find out because Ben's famous now. I mean, your family becomes part of this story.
Absolutely.
When it comes down to it.
He was a very big part of the story before anybody else even knew it, I think.
I think so, too, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a classic week. We'll just leave it at that.
All right. Well, I know that but you mentioned about being where you are now and the way you started, and I still remember talking to you a couple of times last year, at least once, about and you started at the ground level, buddy. You were a concrete laborer. Come on now. I mean,
absolutely.
And a groundskeeper at the University of Alabama, folks. How much does that tell you what you can become if you put your heart to it and your soul to it, and know that your family is behind all this? So you're an inspiration.
Yeah,
I can't.
Very much.
I mean, I know you're a young guy and things like that, but us old guys appreciate you type guys in the sport because you are the future of this sport. And don't ever lose that, Justin, okay? I'm just asking you that.
I promise you, I never will because my dad will whoop my butt if I did.
That sounds like, well, let's
Nothing
talk.
like a good whipping.
Yeah. All right, now we've talked about, we're going to let you go in just a minute. We've talked about, everybody's made a guess. I don't think 58 pounds will win it this year, Justin. I didn't want to tell you that, but what do you think's going to take at Lake Ray Roberts?
I'm going to go out and say we're about to break the records.
That's your. So what is that?
I think the record. I'm not sure. I think if I remember right, it was 68 or 69 pounds.
It is, and so
yeah, that's right.
So you're saying
I
what?
think so.
What are you saying then?
I'm saying 74 pounds.
You are right. Every one of you guys have talked. Have you been talking to these other guys this morning? I mean,
I have not.
Okay.
Was I too close to them?
You're every one of you, like you're going to play some game together. But
yeah,
because it is a big fish lake, right, Ron? I mean,
yeah,
it's noted for big fish. So
Greg Hackney said 73 pounds.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they've all said over 70, just about. When we come right to it. So it's big fish, is not number-wise, but, hey, buddy, we got to get out of here, but we thank you. Justin, Ron Wong will be there next week.
I will be there in Fort Worth to see you. We wish you all the very best.
Yeah, and we hope
tight lines in the tournament.
And we hope to talk to you later.
So much. Look forward to seeing y'all. And get feeling, Ron.
All right, get him better, Ron. Thank you, Justin. You be safe, all right, buddy? All right. Justin Hamner. All right, we appreciate it. A great show, Ron. Appreciate you doing it, setting it all up for us. We're going to make our picks now. Justin's gone, right? Okay, we're going to make our picks now.
Oh, wait a minute.
Huh?
We got one more.
Oh, we got another one. Yeah, I'm forgetting that.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I was getting
we
ahead
have
of
another.
Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself.
We have another.
Yeah, we got to get this next guy. Yeah, we sure do.
Tennessean.
No, we got to get the Tennessean in there now. Yeah, that's what I need, Ron. That's why I need you, Ron. We're getting old and cranky here a little bit, but you want to make your picks before now? You want to make a pick now? We got 2 minutes here. You gonna wait a
I have looked over that thing a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Greg Hackney.
Oh, you are. That's who I picked last year, and I keep picking him. I was going to pick him, but I knew you probably would. But I'm going to pick somebody that.
I'll tell you.
What?
I almost said somebody else that we have talked to already.
Don't tell it, because I'm pulling for John Garrett. I want John Garrett. Okay, I'm just.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Union City,
there
John
you
Garrett.
go.
Okay. All right. Let's take a break. Come back. Brandon Lester. I almost forgot Brandon. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and a good Saturday morning for all you folks in Brownsville on 1520 AM, 95.3 FM, News Talk 101.5 in Jackson, and, of course, right here in Memphis every Saturday morning from 9 to 10:30 on AM 790 as part of the family of Odyssey Radio. And we're rolling out the red carpet for the next person in our line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 classic performers coming up. And, of course, Ron Wong put this baby together as he does every year. Ron's at home recovering from the flu, but he's promised me he's got his Tamiflu, and he will be at Fort Worth next week. Right, Ron?
Yes, sir, I will be.
All right, he's already told.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he's already told all these guys. And we got another one on now. That I almost forgot, because I just get so excited when I get these young guys on with me talking about this amazing event that comes around. And I know I think I've been to 6 of them back when I was younger. Ron makes sure he tries to get all of them. But we're going to kind of wrap up this pre-Bassmaster show. Have we saved the best for last? I don't know. This guy has been in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he has been in several classics. Let me see. How many have I got for you? Is this number 4, Brandon Lester? How many is this for you?
No, this is number 9.
Nah, I don't mean number 4. 9. I got it right there. I'm looking at it. Number 9. Engine number 9, because he's got one of those in his house. Right?
What's that?
Huh? How many classics you been in? 9?
I've been in 9, yes, sir.
That is amazing. Yeah. And you've been in the money. I've looked at it all this thing. I told people earlier, Brandon, we're going to get into this, that you 5 people on today's show have caught more than 21,000 pounds of fish in your BASS career. You've won
That's a lot of bass.
$5.8 million. And here we are going to Lake Ray Roberts known for big bass, and we got to ask you from Fayetteville, Tennessee, what is it going to take to win this classic? And we want to. If you say the same thing the other 4 guys have said, then I know it's a conspiracy. But
well, it's hard to say. I mean, I'll say this: I feel like the last time we had a classic at Ray Roberts.
Yep.
The lake really didn't show out to its full potential. Just because we were there like first week of June.
Yeah, you're in August. You're in March now. You're in
hot.
Yeah. This time, third week of March. I mean, it's going to be a really good class. There's going to be some big ones caught. Anytime you're in Texas, you're looking for that 8-10 pounders, maybe even. I think the lake record's a 15-pounder.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm looking at it right now. 15.18 is a lake record.
So, I mean, 20-plus pound bags is what you're going to be shooting for, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some bags over 30 weighed in.
So you're saying
wow,
over 70 pounds? Can I quote you on that? What are you thinking?
Oh gosh, I mean, it's throwing a dart at the map. It's all weather related.
It'll hit the map, buddy. It's going to be windy. It's going to be howling.
I'm going to say 73 pounds.
Ron.
Wow.
That's not right. I mean, he's been talking.
Everybody is right there.
You talked to Justin.
You talked
to Justin and John and Tyler and Greg. All y'all are saying it. They've all said
Hackney
72, 73, and 74. I mean, that's pretty remarkable. And so you've been in 9 of these babies. And I know we've had you on before, Brandon. You've been on this show before. We're in our 25th year on the air. And I look at this thing and I say, this could be a special event. I know the wind's going to howl and things along that line, but talk about preparation for Lake Ray Roberts for you.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, you mentioned that wind. I mean, I've been watching the forecast for the past couple of weeks, the long range, and we're going to have some wind. But the thing to remember is that's not necessarily a bad thing in the pre-spawn.
That's right.
I mean,
that's right.
I think these fish are going to be biting, and I really feel like it opens up the door for this to be a very diverse tournament. Obviously, you're probably going to see some fish caught on forward facing, but I think you're going to see some fish caught old school bass fishing too, the kind of stuff that we all like to see. Being a Tennessee guy, I like to go down the bank and flip a jig and throw a spinnerbait over there by a tree and stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
I think we're going to get to see some of that kind of stuff too. So I mean, from that standpoint, I've been doing a lot of map study, just looking at the lake, pulling it up, looking at it on Google Earth, and just trying to familiarize myself with the lake as much as I possibly can.
Well, I know you've been to Knoxville, you've been to Guntersville, all these other places that we've had the Classic, and you've had great success, Brandon. Congratulations on your career, because I know you've been really consistent when it comes down to it. But this year, being in third week in March, being in Texas, and I was telling Justin before you that he won 58 pounds last year. Good luck on that. I mean. You're going to have, and you look at this thing, you got all these anglers, and we're looking at $300,000 for first and all like that. Talk about the evolution of this event for you, because I know 9 times. It's time, Brandon. It's time. It's your time, buddy. I mean, this could be it.
I think I've finished in the top 10 in this deal 3 or 4 times.
4
now.
times I got you here.
In the Classics. I've been in the Super 6 2 or 3 times going into the last day. I've been in second place at Guntersville with a real chance to win on the last day.
Yeah.
Here's the deal with the Classic. I can remember my first one just like it was yesterday, man. And
Talk about
it's such a big event.
Yeah.
There is no bigger tournament in bass fishing. It's what we all – if you ever fished a bass tournament, you dream of fishing.
You dream of this. Yeah.
So, those first couple of times, you're just glad to be there. And obviously, you want to do good, but you can get caught up in it a little bit because there's so much media and so much hype around the Classic, and there's cameras everywhere and interviews you got to do. Yeah. At this point, I know what to expect. After you fished a couple, you kind of settle in, you understand that you really got to practice a little bit different for this event.
You do. Yeah.
You got to look at it a little bit different, and it's kind of the one where you shove all the chips to the middle and you take all those chances because at the end of the day, I mean, it's it's a 1 in 52 or 53 shot at $300,000 and a career-making event.
It is.
I mean, this event puts you on a pedestal above and beyond most other guys. It really does.
Well, I mean, that's why they call it
The
the Super Bowl
of bass fishing.
Bass fishing.
Yeah.
And, you know, Brandon, you can't do this by yourself. You got to have a lot of support.
Plus,
I saw a Facebook post the other day where you were putting on some brand new no fade vicious fishing line.
That's right.
Talk about
sponsors.
Some of your sponsors that you have, like Vicious Fishing, which of course that's my line of choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been real fortunate. Vicious is, I've got a few companies, Vicious, Phoenix Boats, Mustad Hooks, Live Target Now. Those guys have all been with me my entire career, which is really special to
It
me.
is. Yeah.
It's pretty cool to be able to say that I've been using that product my entire career, you know, and Vicious is a great company, a family-owned company.
Yeah.
You know, they're not as big as some of these other companies.
They
so
are
they
here.
kind of get.
They are to us.
They are.
Yeah.
Absolutely. To me too. I mean, they've been great to me. You know, and the line, dude. If you'll just give it a chance, I promise you, it'll speak for itself. They've got everything from the 100% fluorocarbon, the Pro Elite fluorocarbon, the No Fade braid is as good a braid or better than any braid on the market. It truly is a no fade braid. I mean, I can use it for a year and it still looks the same as it did when I spooled it up.
Yeah, and they got the coolest logo too. I mean, you know, come on. I go for logos and things like that.
And Brandon,
and they're truly great people. They really are great people.
What's that, Rod?
And you love to catch a crappie, and their panfish line is second to none.
Yeah, it's great stuff as well. I love that stuff also. They've got catfishing line, ice fishing line, whatever you need, they've got it. So give them a shot.
Well, I think what I like
now,
about
what about some of your other sponsors that you have?
How about that boat? It better be ready.
Yeah, I've been running a Phoenix. Like I said, this is my 12th year on the Elite Series. I've been running a 920 Phoenix. I'm running the 920 Elite.
Right.
A lot of people ask me why I run a 20-footer. You know, it's 20 and a half foot.
I'm asking you right now. Tell us.
Yeah, it's just a great size. To me, I love getting up shallow, getting up there between boat docks and stuff like that. That 20 and a half foot boat is just a little more nimble.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit faster than the 21 footers. I like that about it. And at the end of the day, I guess it's what I'm used to. And I'm real big on when you find something that works, stick with it until there's something better that comes out. Stick with it.
Again, we're talking to Brandon Lester here on our Bassmaster Classic preview show. And it's always good to talk to Brandon. Not only he's out of Fayetteville, Tennessee, but he's got some same passions that I do. I may be almost 82, but I still love to deer hunt, turkey hunt. I got me a new shotgun, Brandon, coming for turkey season. I'm going to be out there. I can't do my vacuum on the den, but I can crawl 100 yards on my belly when it comes to turkey hunting. So those are all the important things. But we want to let you know, Brandon, that appreciate it, and we're going to let you go. Got to ask you one more thing, because advice to young anglers out there, man. You've been with it for a while. What would it mean for you to win the Classic? You could actually celebrate your birthday on April the 7th with a pretty cool present, right? Talk about what it would mean to Brandon Lester.
Man, it would mean so much at this point. You know, at this point, I have a Bassmaster Opens trophy on my mantle. I've got a Bassmaster Elite Series trophy on my mantle. Yep. And the fact that I've had such a consistent career is the thing that I'm the most proud of. But to not just me, but to my support system as well. You know, this is a family affair.
Yes, it is.
My family travels with me a lot.
Yeah.
They support me 100% and have from day number one.
Yeah.
So I'd love to win it for me, but I want to win it for everybody that supports me and stands behind me as well. And I've seen it firsthand, dude. The Bassmaster Classic is a life-changing tournament. So I'm gonna be giving it. I'm gonna be giving it everything I've got. I can promise you that.
Well, before we let you go, I know you You have a closeness to what we have here at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. You've been a follower of that. Alzheimer's Association. Brandon, go get them. Ron will be there next week, Lord willing.
Absolutely.
All right, buddy.
And I'll see you there.
And we'll talk to you
Fine
after your
lines,
birthday.
my friend.
Win that classic, buddy, okay?
All right. Sounds great.
All
Thank
right.
you, guys.
Thank
See
you.
you.
All right, Brian.
Thank you.
Lester. All right, let me tell you about next week real quickly. Got to get out of here. Frank Borton will be in the studio. Got some surprise guests. Ron will be at the Classic. We might be able to talk Ron into reporting. We'll find out how he's feeling next
Absolutely.
week. All right, Ron Wong, you get well, okay, buddy?
Thank you. I will.
All
I
right.
will do that.
All right, doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And what else, Ron? God bless the USA.